The beautiful, picturesque village of Zermatt, nestled in a deep valley, cocooned within the Swiss Alps, a popular destination for skiing, snowboarding and hiking. Whatever time of year you come here, there's something for everyone. And in this video, we're going to show you some of our favourite things to see and do, along with some helpful tips to save you money and get the most out of your stay. Join us as we explore this wonderful part of Switzerland. The resort of Zermatt is surrounded by the high mountains of the Pennine Alps at an elevation of approximately 1,600 metres, 5,315 feet. This gorgeous mountain range includes the iconic pyramid-shaped Matterhorn Peak, a major draw for visitors and seen from many vantage points throughout the mountain village. To prevent air pollution spoiling the views of the Matterhorn, the resort is combustion engine free, and since the 1970s these cute electric vehicles, mostly taxis and buses, quietly zip people around. You'll most likely arrive by train on the super modern and efficient Swiss rail network. We flew into Geneva from London and immediately took the 4-hour scenic train journey to Zermatt through the gorgeous countryside. You can do the same from Zurich in around 3 hours. En route, we passed the impressive Lake Geneva before connecting to the Matterhorn Gotthard Bahn in Visp. This narrow gauge railway took us on the last hour of our journey, climbing up through the mountains with some wonderful scenery and giving us a taste of what was to come in Zermatt. As we were travelling by Swiss SBB trains regularly over the 5 days of our stay in Switzerland, we took advantage of a tourist offer providing half-price train travel around the country, known as the half-fare card. It costs 120 Swiss francs per person and is valid for 1 month. You get a QR code to keep on your phone or print, and this allows you to buy train tickets at half price and must be shown to the ticket inspector along with a valid train ticket during travel. When you buy your tickets online or at an automatic SBB booth, you can select the option to say you have the half-fare card and the cost will reduce. If buying in person at a station, ensure you advise the counter staff that you have the half-fare card. They may not ask you and sell you a full-price ticket. The card also provides half-price travel on buses and boats, along with discounts on museums, gondolas, mountain heritage railways, and panoramic trains like the famous Glacier Express, which we'll be travelling on from Zermatt in a future video. For us, the initial outlay of 120 Swiss francs gave us a good saving over the course of our trip. You will need to work out if it's advantageous for you depending on your travel plans and length of stay. Spend a bit of time pricing it up before you go. And we also recommend downloading the SBB app as it's really helpful and you can book tickets via your phone. Links will be in our description. Zermatt station is at the end of the line and where 99% of visitors arrive. It's right in the centre of the Alpine village. Let's take a walk around this lovely resort before we see some of the incredible attractions on offer. We arrived on a Friday at the end of May and it wasn't too busy. Saturday was much more crowded as you'd expect on a weekend, and we should note that on Sundays shops and supermarkets tend to be closed with just restaurants remaining open. There is a wealth of shopping opportunities from your usual tourist trinkets to many high-end boutiques selling watches and other decorative items. Famed for its distinctly smooth and creamy flavour, Swiss chocolates can be found in abundance, along with other sweet treats. And of course, there are plenty of places to grab a beer, from traditional wooden chalets, sitting inside or out soaking up the sun. The Gornergrat River flows right through the centre of Zermatt, originating from the Gornergrat Glacier high in the Alps. It also provides hydroelectric power to the area. A stroll along the river, crossing the many bridges, takes in some lovely quieter parts of the village, so explore outside of the main visitor areas. You'll come across some lovely wooden buildings, homes and accommodation. One of the side streets off Bahnhofstrasse was particularly nice. It really shows off the traditional wooden chalets synonymous with Switzerland. These old wooden outbuildings feature straddle stones, or mushroom stones as some call them. They raised the building to reduce the risk of vermin and water seepage, as some of the buildings might have housed hay or grain or been game larders. Today, many have been converted into sweet chalets. If you continue to climb up the path, there is a good spot to get excellent views of the village. Zermatt went through a transformation in the mid-19th century as Europe became more accessible for travel and people flocked to the green alpine pastures and impressive mountain regions. Seizing the opportunity, many wooden chalet hotels were set up for the visitors. Zermatt was elevated further by the first ascent of the Matterhorn by Edward Whymper, his companions and 2 Zermatt guides. Continuing to walk along the Bahnhofstrasse, you can see the hotel they set off from, Monte Rosa, with a plaque on the wall commemorating the event, which was not fully successful as a number of the group died on the descent. Whymper made it back, and the hotel bar is called Edward's Bar to this day. Across the street is one of Switzerland's most famous and arguably best hotels, the Grand Hotel Zermatthof. Opened in 1879, it has been run by the same group of families since operations began and is now a member of the historic hotels worldwide. Beside the hotel is the Matterhorn Museum, which we didn't visit, but should you wish to find out more about how Zermatt evolved and the tragic first ascent of the Matterhorn, this is the place to go. You can get half-price entry with the half-fare card. Another focal point in this area is the Roman Catholic parish church of St. Mauritius, first mentioned in 1285. The current larger church was built in 1913 to accommodate more parishioners as the village grew. The First World War would hamper the building work, and the tower was not added until 1925. It is well worth entering and having a look around. Also check out the cemetery, where you'll find the graves of many more climbers that sadly didn't manage to make it back from their expeditions. Just to the side of the square in front of the church is a large bronze Swiss horn and a viewing platform to take photos of the Matterhorn. As you walk further from the centre in the direction of the Matterhorn, follow the river and enjoy the scenery. Many of the hikes from the village start here. This walk is about 15 minutes from the station. Cross one of the many bridges, so the river is on your right-hand side, and head up to the Matterhorn Gondola. It's well signposted. The Matterhorn Glacier Paradise Gondola will take you up to the Glacier station for hiking, skiing, biking and incredible views. On our first day, we purchased a ticket just to the first gondola interchange station at Furi, so that we could take an easy afternoon hike through the Alpine forest. The half-fare card can be used on this attraction for a 50% discount. You can buy various types of tickets for activities, including the famous Matterhorn viewing platform, some 3,883 meters up. We'll see that a little later. It's incredible and not to be missed when you visit. Check out this website for all the details and pricing. From Furi Interchange Station, we started our circular hike, taking the Furi Suspension Bridge Trail number 17A, which is only open in the summer months. Passing through a little hamlet and then up into the larch tree forest, you can enjoy the alpine air and landscapes. A wooden walkway leads over a small stream, and the path leads on ever upwards to the level of the suspension bridge. The 90-metre-long bridge leads from one side of the valley to the other, across the gorge. It has a slight wobble and requires a little bit of courage and a fairly good head for heights. Once safely on the other side, you'll find yourself in more idyllic mountain forests with larches, Swiss stone pines and squirrels as you make your way back down to Furi Gondola station. This is a 2.9 kilometre, 1.8 mile walk and will take around an hour. Just one of the hundreds of hiking trails you can pick in Zermatt. There are a wide variety of accommodation options in the village, from budget hostels and Airbnbs to luxury hotels. Switzerland is a very expensive country to visit. We picked an Airbnb just off of the Bahnhofstrasse, a few minutes from the station, with enough room for 4 people as Will's parents had joined us on this adventure. The apartment had a wonderful wraparound balcony and almost a view of the Matterhorn. It was surprisingly quiet considering our central location. A kitchen allowed us to self-cater as restaurant prices were high. We only ate out one night as a birthday celebration. This one pizza, for example, cost over £25. Opposite the station is the entrance to the incredible Gornergrat barn, a fantastic rack railway that takes you high into the Alps for panoramic views of 29 mountains, glaciers and the Matterhorn. On day 2 we booked an early-ish 9:45 train, although they do run from 7 AM. Check out this website for pricing and timetables. This rack railway has been carrying visitors from 1,600 metres above sea level in the village up to 3,100 metres since 1898. It was Switzerland's first electric rack railway and quite a feat of engineering. It reminds me of the Norwegians' trials and tribulations when they built the impressive Flom Railway in a similar challenging mountain environment. Another incredible adventure you might like to watch on our channel after this video. There'll be a link at the end. As the train travels upwards from Zermatt to Gornergrat summit, it covers an altitude difference of 1,484 metres and stops at several stations on the way. Passengers are free to leave or board the train at these stations to enjoy the mountains, its nature and hiking trails. Their website will give you plenty of information about what you can do at each stop. Many people will make a complete day of visiting so that they can do this, but we sadly had limited time and were just travelling up to the summit and back. Remember, this was May, and whilst it was sunny and warm in Zermatt, as we climb, the mountains are still covered in snow and the temperature drops considerably, so gloves, hats and layers are needed. Arriving in Gornergrat station, we terminate at one of the highest open-air railway stations in Europe. Here we can enjoy the panoramic views of the 29 mountains all over 4,000 meters high. It really is breathtaking.
But it's very pretty over here.
On the summit is the Gornergrat Hotel and Observatory. The hotel includes 2 restaurants and a small shopping mall. A hotel has been here since a few years before the railway started. Due to the increased tourist traffic from the railway, it was rebuilt in its current size between 1897 and 1907. As light pollution is non-existent up here, a dome was built on each of the 2 towers in 1996 and telescopes installed. Our stop at the top was brief, just half an hour before the next train arrived to take us down. Of course, you can spend as much time as you like at the summit. On the ride down, maybe sit on the opposite side of the train so you get a different view and perspective. For the afternoon, we hopped on the gondola again, but this time at the ferry interchange station we transferred to the larger Matterhorn Express cable car, Europe's highest, taking us up to the spectacular Matterhorn viewing platform, almost 4,000 metres up, 13,000 feet. The views again are just incredible as we rise high into the mountains. At the top you'll find a variety of activities and a restaurant. Taking a lift and some steps for the last meters, we climb out onto the viewing deck to take in the breathtaking views of the Matterhorn. It really is breathtaking, as at this altitude you feel the thinning oxygen and the ice-cold air in your lungs. The platform offers the best close-up view of the epic Matterhorn. Apart from all the visitors, it was completely silent up here. Back inside, the Glacier Palace offers a unique chance to walk inside a glacier. A series of tunnels and caves have been carved into the ice 15 meters below the surface. There are lots of photo opportunities, an ice slide and clever sculptures to enjoy. We enjoyed a wonderful couple of hours on the roof of the Alps, and whilst this attraction comes with a hefty price tag, where else can you get the views and an experience like this? We highly recommend taking the trip to the top. Zermatt has been a wonderful place to visit for a few short days, and we only touched on a few of the many things you can do here in summer. We will definitely be back for more. But that's not all. Next time we say goodbye to gorgeous Zermatt, travelling in style on one of the world's most beautiful, scenic and sedate railway journeys, gliding across Switzerland to St. Moritz. The world-famous Glacier Express takes an incredible 8-hour route through the heart of Switzerland, showcasing some of the most amazing scenery whilst you sit back in the panoramic carriage and enjoy a 3-course meal and champagne. A surprise, milestone birthday gift for Will's dad. This was a bucket list adventure we'd love to share with you. Subscribe now so you don't miss us embark on an unforgettable journey aboard the Glacier Express and experience more of the magic of Switzerland. See you next time.